the game can see the boxing voice.
Welcome back, gang, for the first time and hopefully many more to come. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and click on the notifications right here, this little bell, so you can get those emails every time we do.
ThaBoxingvoice.com here with the man of the hour.
Is that a good light? Like for me?
Let's see.
Because try and find one where I'm really handsome.
You know what? This is better.
Yeah?
On this side.
Okay,
absolutely.
like more sort of good for the jawline.
I know.
Used to have one.
Well, what could you tell us? Yesterday we watched the DAZN press conference with, welcoming Gennady Golovkin, but obviously the questions were asked about what route he would be taking next and why he signed. Do you feel that Canelo really was the biggest factor in him signing, or was it, the TV days that he'll get and the ability to promote his own fighters?
I think, being a part of the discussions, there was a few things that were clear. One is...
Oh, so you were in the room, because obviously the internet says you weren't involved.
Every meeting I was in. But
what about Tom Lawfer? There was rumors that he wasn't in.
He was in a meeting as well.
Okay.
But I'm not promoting Gennady Golovkin. I mean, I think that's pretty obvious. But I will be involved in the show in some capacity, probably working with GGE Promotions and the card as well. I was involved in the meetings. Just, I'm a partner in DAZN. Not like... they run things by me, but that particular, the Canelo deal, I wasn't in the meetings until towards the end. This one I was in the meetings from the first meeting. So it was about getting him on the platform and how we get there. It's not a case of, I've got to be involved, we're all a family here on DAZN. Golden Boy, Matchroom, now Gennady, to try and make this movement work, basically. The things that stood out for me were, he still has a lot of ambition. He has a lot of desire with Triple G Promotions to bring Eastern European fighters through his promotional company. And he has a desire to still fight the best. I think that's what has always been so great about Gennady Golovkin. Money is obviously a motivator for all athletes, but I think with him, the legacy matters more than most. So obviously with Canelo on the platform, with Andrade on the platform, with all the middleweight belts on DAZN, I always felt it was a natural place for him to be. It doesn't mean it just happens, but yeah, I'm sure he's got his mind and his eye on a Canelo fight or a Jacobs fight. Because don't forget, those two have got to fight first on May the 4th. So
he said that he wants to fight Canelo regardless if Jacobs wins.
Well, I think he will want to because he's had 2 fights which he hasn't managed to win, and most people feel that he won both of them. So he's a competitor and he wants to get another chance to right those wrongs. I think he'll want to fight Canelo. I'm sure he wants to fight Jacobs again, especially if he's got 3 of the belts and he's the #1 middleweight in the world.
Did you expect the media or the public to receive the 6-fight deal as shocking? I'll be honest, I didn't think at 37 he was going to sign for 6 more fights. You think he makes the actual 6 fights?
Well, it's his option, isn't it? I mean, if he physically can't do it, he physically can't do it. But again, being part of hearing him and his plan, he feels great. It is only probably 3 years. So does he feel he has 3 years left in the sport? Yeah, I think he does. He's going to fight in June, and then he's going to fight whoever he fights back end of the year. There's 2 of them, and then he's basically got another 1.5, 2 years. So right now, as Abel said, physically, they see no reason why not.
And how do you guys see handling this WBC situation, and how do you see it playing out? Obviously, what we believe is no one can fight Canelo, rather Gennady or Jamal can't fight Canelo without fighting each other, or now that Canelo and Gennady are on the same network, would that just somehow bump Charlo out?
That's a question for the WBC. I mean,
but what's your understanding
my understanding
of
is
that mandation?
My understanding is that generally any substantial fight, or certainly any unification or undisputed fight, would trump most things in boxing. That's just the way that it works.
So are you saying Golovkin's instead going at Andrade first before touching Canelo?
I don't know. I mean, I think Gennady's mindset is to fight Canelo, but who knows? I mean, Demetrius is in a great spot because whatever happens, he's going to hold the final key to the undisputed. So he could be a train wrecker. You could have Danny could beat Canelo and then he fights Andrade for the undisputed, or vice versa. But you can't be undisputed without Demetrius Andrade. So he's actually in a really nice position at the moment. He'll box again in June, probably against the winner of Sulecki against Rosado on Friday night. So it's interesting, but the good thing to come out of it is that we have a unique situation where all of those belts are on the one platform, so we should, in hindsight, be able to bring them all together to find an undisputed middleweight champion.
So Gennadi's next fight hasn't been mandated that it has to be Charlo?
I don't believe so. No. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
as a promoter, from a business standpoint, would you advise Gennadi not to take the Charlo fight?
I don't think he has a problem fighting anyone, but obviously Charlo, for now, is with another network, so it's a very difficult fight to make. But you know, will he fight Charlo? Is his next fight? I doubt it. But again, that's a question for Triple G Promotions.
Is that something you're looking forward to, so that you can purse bid on it? Because I'm assuming they're not going to let Charlo come over to DAZN, or are they? Have you talked to him? Has there been any
I made some comments. I've spoke to Charlo a couple of times, and I just said, look, you know, we've got Canelo, Triple G, Demetrius and Danny. Like, what are you waiting for?
Eddie, I love you, but why do you keep talking to the fighter and not the advisor who advises him on doing?
Because that advisor isn't really willing to talk to us, but because you've got to understand this as well.
But how'd you get things done with Daniel Jacobs?
Nothing to do with Hearn. We didn't deal with Hearn for Danny Jacobs. You know, his manager is Keith Connolly. So what I'm saying is with Charlo, you know, Al doesn't want his fighters to go on DAZN. I think we've got to understand that, and I don't want really my fighters to go on Fox. It's nothing against Al, that's just his job, isn't it?
Both brand building.
Yeah, of course, we've both got a job to deliver the best talent we can for our TV partners. It's not a criticism of Al. So he's not going to be forthcoming. Like, I'm not going to approach Al and say, oh Al, I've got Demetrius Andrade and I've got...
But isn't it his fiduciary duty to show whatever?
Yeah.
Amazing deal. You always use these words. So whatever amazing deal you're going to present to Charlo, isn't it his job to make sure he sees it?
It is, but that's one of the reasons why I want to let the fight. I'm looking to have promotional contracts with these fighters, right? Who are free agents. Okay, so I will make an approach to them, knowing, and he's told me I'm going to speak to Al about this. So it's not like I'm saying don't mention it to Al. I know they're going to talk to Al anyway. But it's important in that respect that they know about the offers, and when they're a free promotional agent, that's why I will never make a personal offer to Gervonta, because he has a promotional contract with Mayweather Promotions. You know, Charlo doesn't have a promotional contract, so it's a different kettle of fish. So I'm not looking to badmouth Charlo or Al, not in the slightest. All I'm saying is, I'm just presuming that you want to fight for the middleweight belts, and you want to fight Canelo, and you want to fight Gennady, and you want to fight Danny, and you want to fight Demetrius, and they can only do it on DAZN.
Who is interested in Jamal Charlo? Is it Eddie Hearn or is it DAZN?
Both. I mean,
so they've instructed you to try?
No. I mean, look, there's a few isolated guys who are exceptional draws and subscriber drivers where DAZN have gone above and beyond to make that happen. So Canelo, obviously, Triple G, maybe one other as well. But with someone like Charlo, he's not yet that guy, so we'd be looking to sign him to Matchroom Boxing. If he didn't want to sign with Matchroom Boxing, it's unlikely that a deal like that would work. But you know, we reach out and say, whether it's Lion Promotions, you know, no problem. We can be the co-promoter. We can do whatever you want. The key for us in all these things, it's not really an ego thing to build for me this formidable, stable, promotional stable that's going to rule the world. It's about making DAZN work. So I have to take the ego out of play and say, a bit like Triple G Promotions, that was very important to them. So rather than saying, no, you can't come unless you join Matchroom, it's like, John, get this closed because this is important to the platform. Like I say, we're a family, and I hope others share that mindset that we're all got to work together to make this work, not go away golden boy, I've got more dates than you, Gennady, you've got to be with me. It's just bring them to this movement. You know, and if we can do that with other fights as well, major fights, because a lot of people don't want to work with me. Like, it's the same with other promoters of the past, whether they've been told bad stuff or whatever, or they just don't like me. But if there's another way to get them to the platform, I'm all for it, because I've committed myself, some of my fighters, my future, and my soul to DAZN, and I have to make it work. And now we're seeing great movement, And already, even today, you know, another fighter who we're trying to sign, sort of like, well, God, like, you've got Golovkin now. So the fighters are seeing it, and some of the fighters that have sort of tried to push it out of their mind and say, no, I'm not going with DAZN, no, it's not going to work, no, are actually looking at it now and go, okay, so AJ, Canelo, Usyk, Danny Jacobs, Gennady Golovkin, who's next? Maybe I should be next. Maybe I should see what's on offer. Because it's a crazy time. Crazy time. I don't know how long it'll last. But if you're a fighter right now, congratulations and fill your boots.
If you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, from title, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.